Ania's dream. The pink stork as a messenger of gentle transformation. Welcome to the space of the dream, Ania. Enter slowly, the way you step into warm water when your body needs a moment to relax, to trust the temperature, to release the tension still holding onto your shoulders. Imagine that first moment of immersion, the surface of the water touching your calves, bringing a completely different temperature than the air that wrapped around you before. You feel a slight tremor in the muscles, a delicate shift of awareness deeper into yourself. Take a soft breath, one that forces nothing, that simply illuminates the chest like a gentle lamp switched on in a room at dusk, when the light that's already there is enough, and you don't yet need the main one. Let the second breath sink lower into the belly until you feel its warmth settling like pink dust that rests inside, filling it with a sense of softness, as if the belly were becoming the place where the dream begins. And the third, let it open the door to a place where time stops being a line and becomes breath, a place of half-light, pulsing, organic, where images have no sharp edges, but spread like softened sheets of warmth shaped by light. Ania, you dreamed. I dreamed about the medicine store. I was buying a sweater with a pink stork motif. It wasn't a pink flamingo, but a stork lightly tinted pink. They didn't have my size. I asked whether they had an outlet and if my size would be available there. It turned out that this was the only physical store, and they do not send products to outlets. The cashier pointed out that other stores with their logo sell their products, and those sell out quickly. Let me now enter this dream with you deeply. Not through interpretation, but through stream, as if you were standing inside your own interior, where images spread like light across the walls, soft, without edges, as if the whole room were breathing with you. This door opens slowly, the doors sliding apart with a quiet rustle, and you cross the threshold at a pace that neither rushes you nor stops you, but guides you. The air carries the scent of newness, mixed with the dust of textiles and the warmth of lighting that isn't cold, but muted, soft, as if the shop were not a place of purchases, but a threshold between one version of you and another. The lights reflect off the shelves and create thin, wandering streaks of shadow on the floor, shifting slightly with your steps. And when you look at the racks, you see that sweater, the one with the pink stork, and immediately you feel that it is not there by accident. It is not just one of the products. It is like a sign, a signal, a fragment of your inner world placed on a shelf so you could find it at the exact right moment. The sweater with the pink stork is not clothing here. It is a calling. It is like a piece of your interior that someone stitched with a thread of light and placed into the dream so you could touch it and feel that something in you has already undergone a transformation. You just haven't yet noticed that it is yours. The stork is not a flamingo. It is not exotic or unreachable. It is familiar, close, but altered. Like the echo of something known, now awakened with a delicate hue that had been hidden before. Its pink does not impose itself. It does not demand attention. It trembles, as if it were entirely made of breath, as if in every thread of the sweater your own sensitivity were pulsing, the part of you that wants to exist but needs a safe space to reveal itself. The pink in this dream does not shout, it trembles, and you tremble with it, gently, not anxiously. This trembling is a sign that something in you has synchronized, that the image you are seeing touches you at a level more subtle than words. The lack of size is not a lack, not a refusal, not a blockage. It is a space. It is that subtle, delicate moment in which the psyche says, "It is not yet time to put this on," like the moment when something within you is ripening in silence. Like the stillness between inhale and exhale, that microscopic suspension, which is not emptiness, but the place where a decision is being formed, still invisible, still shaping itself. It is not fate's denial, it is preparation. It is an inner measuring that is still ongoing before this new part of you becomes ready to be worn like a second skin, as if you were trying on not clothing, but a new layer of your psyche. The cashier, ordinary, grounded, earthly, becomes in this dream a messenger. And although she looks like someone from everyday life, in the dream's energetics, she fulfills the role of a guide, the one who delivers knowledge that is accessible only when the psyche leaves behind the logic of daytime. Her comment about products that sell out quickly is like a whisper that subtle emotions and delicate impulses of the heart must be handled with care because they are fragile, fleeting, sensitive. What moves you cannot wait forever on the shelf of life. In dreams, this scene is never about clothes. It is about the movements of the soul that appear for a moment, and if not embraced, return only after a long time. Jungianly, this is a dream about encountering an image that not only represents but summons. The stork, as a messenger of the self, appears in the form of delicate pink. This is not just aesthetics. It is the way the self offers you an archetypal impulse toward transformation. The lack of size is the shadow of not yet fitting, asking, do you have the right to put on a new aspect of yourself, or not yet? Your shifting awareness between the store's racks is a journey through the rooms of the unconscious, through the chambers of the psyche, in which every thread and pattern forms a map of experience. The cashier, plain and earthly, suddenly becomes a midwife of meaning, speaking through the mundane about the fleeting nature of offerings Her words fall like an archetypal warning. Certain elements of the psyche appear only briefly and must be accepted when they are ready to be near you. Naturalistically, the image is touch and temperature. The fabric of the sweater, the warmth of its fibers, the resilience of the knit. Your body recognizes these before your mind does. The lack of size becomes the feeling of the body's unpreparedness, the tension of muscles and tendons, the slight tightness in the belly that says, "Not yet." Your hands, studying the texture, perform a complex sensory ritual testing, measuring, deciding, and this bodily procedure speaks louder than verbal explanation because change first enters through the body. Energetically, the dream is a field movement. The pink stork illuminates the heart space like a small warm fire, pulsing inside the chest as a frequency that cannot be expressed through thought alone. The question about an outlet is the movement of energy searching for pathways, showing your capacity for energetic improvisation. Here there is no conflict, but a tension of potential, a pause in which the whole system waits for synchronization. Shamanically, the store becomes a sacred grove, the racks, branches, and the sweater the hide of a guide. The stork is a totem of passage, the guardian of the threshold between what is known and what is coming. The lack of size is the ritual "not yet," an initiation without immediate possession of form, a calling to remain in the space of waiting that itself has healing power. Alchemically, you are in the stage of albedo, contact with the white brightness of intention, touching the material, cleansing perception through tactile experience. Rubedo will come later when this quality becomes embodied. But now, the work is purification, discovering that the object is a catalyst for transformation, not its final result. Numerologically, the date and numbers of this encounter work as background vibrations. The moment supports transition. Each gesture is a step in a sequence where the 2, relationship, and the 1, initiation, form a signal, do not rush. The day's energy supports delicate shifts that begin with an inner sense of fits, doesn't fit. Paganly, the dream sings of everyday rituals, of ordinary visits to a store, which the night transforms into a ritual of choice. The sweater with the stork, different from the mundane, is a talisman of tenderness, as if the nature of your feminine power could be worn near the heart to restore the rhythm of the body. Theosophically, the planes meet. The material object is merely a manifestation of a subtle quality. The pink stork is the light that connects the earthly with the wider net of spiritual guardianship. The cashier, speaking of the fragility of availability, becomes a messenger of a karmic opportunity appearing materially in a way that is meaningful for your soul. Astrologically, this image resonates with Venus aesthetics, the need for softness, the love of small forms that heal, and with the moon, which brings transience. Things come and go, and your role is to learn to recognize moments of entering the process, not only possessing. Astronomically, the movement of shelves and lights mirrors the movement of celestial bodies. Everything belongs to a larger rhythm. The stork is like a minor planet crossing the orbit of daily life and leaving behind a streak of light, momentary but announcing a change in trajectory. Anthropologically, the scene of the store is a social ritual embedded in the culture of consumption. You choose not just an object, but the meaning that comes with it. The lack of size is a metaphor of social misfit, a question about identity, and an invitation to find your own way of being despite external structures. Folklorically, the dream echoes like a proverb. Sometimes you must wait. Sometimes you must try on before you wear. It is the wisdom of simplicity. Not everything arrives immediately, and sometimes the lack is the preparation. Psychosomatically, the gesture of touching the fabric is regulation of the nervous system. Soft fibers, breath, rhythm of the hands, all of this soothes and initiates at once. The body learns that softness is not weakness, that gentleness can be an anchor. Magically operatively, the dream teaches practice. If the desire is real, you look for alternative channels, you ask about outlets, you search beyond the obvious. This is an instruction. Do not wait passively. Use the available resources. Follow pathways of manifestation. Psychologically, deeply, the dream is a space of trials and subtle tests. The pink stork is part of your anima, sensitive, creative, longing to be acknowledged. The lack of size inaugurates the process of integration. The smallest signals of the unconscious wait for your decision before they can materialize. Existentially, the image touches the question: what does it mean to be yourself in a world that often has no space for subtlety? The dream offers an answer. Being yourself does not require immediate perfect fit. It is continuous trying on, waiting, reaching out, repeating the gesture until the material finally aligns and reminds you that wearing is an act of self-acceptance. And now, the ritual. Deep, sensual, initiatory, written in the language of body and light, which you may perform in the evening when you want to close this night and give the dream's energy a path into the body. Sit comfortably. Let your body settle into the chair or cushion so that the spine is straight but softly supported. Take a slow, 3-part breath without forcing. Let the first illuminate your chest like a gentle lamp. Let the second sink into the belly and rest there for a moment. Let the third flow out slowly together with the image of holding in your hands the soft sweater with the pink stork. Bring your hands to your heart. Feel the warmth of your palms on your chest. Imagine the fabric, the stork, woven into it. Feel its pulses. Let it be delicate, like breath. With each inhale, imagine the stork lifting inside your chest, spreading its wings as a scene of inner acceptance. With each exhale, let small blockages melt. The lack of size, the doubt, the pressure of "I must now," everything softens and flows. Remain in this image as long as needed, until you feel warmth in the core of the body. Then visualize the sweater slowly becoming a layer of your skin, not immediately, not abruptly, but as a natural fitting. Quietly say in your mind 3 times, "I accept gentleness, I accept time, I accept myself." Let the sentence dissolve into your breath. When you feel stabilized, make a small gesture of closure. Gently place your hands on your hips, extend your arms, and lower them, as if closing the shop door behind you with a soft smile. Hold the silence for a few breaths, and only then rise or move again without rushing. Let the ritual become a daily reminder that gentleness is legitimate and that readiness has its own timing. Thank you for this dream, Ania. The DreamScribe. I write in the language of dreams.